nicer than I thought.
Dude, I don't do things halfway. You know?
That's insane, dude.
That's what we never do things halfway.
Oh, no.
That's
No,
our thing.
We do not. We go all the way.
All the way.
All the way here at Gamboozes.
That's right. That's right.
That's funny. All right, well,
good.
welcome in, guys. The first episode of this podcast. Still working on a name. By the time that this episode comes out, we will probably have a name out.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll figure that out after this at some
Should
point.
be good.
It will be amazing. I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Did you workshop any names?
Well, you said Hair Church the other day.
Oh,
in the
Hair
shop.
Church. Oh, no, that's good.
So maybe we
Yeah,
can go
that's
with
right.
that.
I like Hair Church.
Got to rattle around a few other ideas in the head, but that one is up at the top right now. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's pretty
cool.
high.
That's
pretty out there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But before we get into everything today, just wanted to kind of introduce me, the Flat Cap Barber, as all of y'all know. But my name is Joel Cape. I work here at Gamboozes Barbershop in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have 5 locations, 2 here in Tennessee and 3 in Austin, Texas. Hopefully we will be dominating the world here in a couple of years, hopefully. But I've been here at Gamboozes for 7 or 8 years, since 2018, and love it. Started working at the front desk, went to barber school, and I've been on the floor ever since I graduated in 2019 at the Master Academy of Barbering here in Knoxville, and love it here. My man Jesse, he's actually helped train me so much over the years, and Frank Gambuza and Jared Stapleton, the 3 legends, the 3 pillars of this barbershop.
The big guys, the big dogs.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you're one of them, bro.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so, started training under them, and I've just had the absolute honor of a lifetime to travel some of the country with Jesse here and Frank and Jared, and training and education. And we do so much of that here at this barbershop, which is something that is unique to this barbershop, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I don't think there's a brand around that does education in the barbering world.
Yeah.
Quite like we do.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of that comes from, Frank's experience in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in the game for, 50 years probably or more. And
yeah, well, I mean, I think he's been in Knoxville for 40 years.
oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been cutting hair since he was 12.
Yeah. Grew up in a small Italian barbershop in New York. Mm-hmm. So it lends
Shining
to like
shoes.
a really awesome vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Incredibly unique. If y'all have never been here before, stop on by. We have 2 locations, like I said, in Knoxville. The one that we're sitting in today is the one over by the Westtown Mall in Westtown, off of downtown West Boulevard. We have another location just about 12 minutes away east of here, and that is off of North Shore and Paper Mill. So if y'all have not been to either one of those locations, stop in. We'd love to give you world-class service and, take care of you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, I've had the opportunity to study under these gentlemen, and it's been awesome. We do a lot of extended education here. Obviously, by state law, it is not required that barbers get continued education to keep up their license, but that is another area that we like to separate ourselves away from the pack here, is that we have every single Monday, the new hires that we bring in, we have a class every single Monday, and it's a 2-hour class, and that is an in-depth haircutting techniques and different protocols that we like to do here, and how to do those efficiently and effectively. And it's honestly just a really great time. And whenever you start diving into the above the second mile that you can go with people, that is whenever you see the greatest reward, I feel like.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's, I've been teaching hair almost as long as I've been cutting it. I started educating like 3 years into my career. To be fair, Frank was a Redken educator at one point in his career, and did a lot of work with them, and he set me and Jared up to be Redken educators as well.
Yep.
Along with a guy named Gino Trinzo, who's a good guy. It was right around the time Redken Brews was becoming a brand. Well, they were like rebranding their men's line of products, and I remember Gino coming to me and be like, "Oh, I want you to be a part of this," and Frank being like, "Yeah, like you're gonna do great. You know, I wouldn't have put your name out there if I didn't think you were gonna be good for it." And I remember going to, when you become a Redken artist, they kind of send you to all these different places and you learn. So we were in New York and we were in Tampa and all this stuff, and I was learning from these amazing hairstylists how to teach hair, but it was funny to me because it didn't click until like the second trip that they were teaching me to teach hair. They were teaching me to teach hair to these people, but I was learning the things that they were teaching. And I was like, God, and that's the things that they were teaching were not wildly advanced things. They were super deconstructed, advanced concepts, which when you really get into what a deconstructed advanced concept is, it's fundamentals.
Right.
And it's just understanding fundamentals to a point where you don't just like automatically, there's two ways to have fundamentals, right? Like you have fundamentals as in like instinctual fundamentals of how to do hair. Like a lot of people do things, start cutting, and they're like, maybe they don't know why that works.
Right.
But it's getting the job done. They know from
90% of barbers can't tell you why they do what they do. They just know what they do works.
Yeah, they know what works and what doesn't. And then you have the other side, the other fundamentals. And the other side of the fundamentals is knowing exactly why you do all of those things. Knowing why when this little part sticks up here and I need to take that down, why that's so, why you're doing what you're doing to affect the hair in the way that you're affecting it. And so that makes a big difference.
Oh my goodness, yes, yeah. And that's the challenge to you barbers and hairstylists out there. If somebody cannot walk up to you at any point in time in your haircut and ask you, why are you doing this? And you cannot tell them why, and what is going on with the hair, and what is going on with the head shape, and why what you're doing with the hair will affect the hairstyle, then you need to reanalyze some things and maybe go back to hair church.
Hair church.
Yes,
Get
sir.
some hair church.
Yes, sir. And be able to understand the fundamentals. Like Jesse said, it's not about advanced techniques and advanced ways of doing things. All of that can be boiled down to the fundamentals and an excellent way of understanding the fundamentals.
Yeah.
Because that's all that it is. If you can fundamentally understand what the hair is going to do whenever you cut it, and how it's going to lay on this type of head shape, then there's nothing that you can do wrong. And a lot of people like to try to add these frills and crazy techniques, but if you just stick with the fundamentals, and then you cannot be led wrong at any point in time, no matter how high up or how down low you think that you are.
Yeah. That's an important fact.
Yeah. So anyways, I told y'all a little bit about me. Let's hear a little bit about you, Jesse.
Oh man. So I've been here at Gambuza's for almost 11 years now, I guess, going on 11 years. I came here straight out of hair school. In fact, I went into hair school to work here with the exact goal of like, I'm going to work it was Frank's at the time. It was Frank's barbershop in Knoxville.
Right.
Before we changed to Gambuza's, I was like, I'm going to work at Frank's or I'm not doing hair.
Tell us that story of you the first time you met Frank.
Okay.
That'll be a great one for the
So I was a client at the barbershop. And
shout out to
Jason. Jason Ezel is a good guy. And he had, let's just say my first career path was failed musician. Okay, so I was just like, I won't say failed. We did all right, but obviously I'm not still doing it. So right, but so I just got out of music. I was kind of like, I'll say, wayward. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and but like, you know, being broke and young and in my 20s and nothing to do with my life, I still would scrape together at the time it was like $25, which was a lot of money for a haircut in like 2000 and, you know, 17 or when it was, or actually it was like 2014 or something.
Yeah.
Even now,
Yeah.
I do the math in my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I'm scraping this money together so I can go get this $25 haircut, and people are like, "You're insane." I was like, "I know I'm insane, but my hair looks great. You can't deny it, right?" So I loved going there. I loved being a part of it, and in fact, just the entire atmosphere of the place changed how I feel about myself, and I could go on and on about that.
We'll save that topic for another podcast.
Yes, there you
that,
go.
That is an amazing one.
Yeah.
That we need to talk about.
Yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, I was working at Trader Joe's at the time. Jason convinces me to go to hair school. I was obviously showing up for it, so I was excited. It was here or bust. I was in my last couple of weeks of working for Trader Joe's before I started hair school,
Yep.
and Frank came into Trader Joe's, and Frank is like just a super well-dressed, well-presented guy. Obviously, he's in the hair business, you know, just a super cool dude. And if you ever work for him, you'll find out that he he will ask around town to see whose nice haircuts are coming from where. So I had Jason's haircut, rocking it. I think it was like 2 days fresh. I mean, it was a beautiful haircut, old school pompadour, slicked up, and Frank came around and he walked up behind me and he saw me. He's like, "Hey man, that's a nice haircut. Where did you get that?" And I was like, "Oh, you know." And then you see Frank, and you're like, "This guy will love this place." So I was like, "Oh man, I've got the place for you," you know, because it is classy and it is good. And look at this hair; it's perfect. You need to check it out. It's called Frank's Barbershop. It's right down Kingston Pike down here, and you know, I'm starting hair school in a couple of weeks, and one day I'm going to work there when I get done. That's the place. And he was like, "Oh, really?" Well, I'm Frank.
Yeah.
And so, you know, long story short, I was like, "Oh, you know, foot in my mouth." But you know, I walked him around the store. I helped him find whatever he needed.
Yeah.
And he did something that day that has kept me motivated and affected the way that I approach training and onboarding people here at the barbershop. He handed me a card and he said, "You will always have a chair at Frank's." He's like, "Give me a call, we'll get coffee, we'll talk about it." He's like, "You will always have a chair at Frank's."
Yeah.
And you know, he meant that, and he's been a fantastic mentor ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's an amazing man, and all of those people who have worked for him in the past, there's been quite a few people who have left, but every single one of those people that have ever worked for Frank, they can say that.
Yeah, no, he's just a good dude.
Yeah, yeah, he has the reputation in town that is just faithful.
Yeah.
That is one thing about this barbershop. And this isn't necessarily a podcast all about promoting Game Boost's barbershop, even though you have
It's hard to be here and not talk about it.
Yeah. You have the two biggest fanboys of this barbershop sitting right here.
So you're going to hear some of it.
Sorry ahead of time. That's right. But it's the faithfulness. And whenever you can be consistent and faithful in this industry, you will be rewarded, and the community will reward you for that.
Yeah.
And that is another reminder to us who do stand behind the chair that if you can be faithful and consistent, then the community will reward you. And so show up, guys, on time. If you work at this shop that, you know, it's booth rent, you can come in whenever you want as a barber, then come in early, stay late, and the community will reward you for that. Consistency is such a key thing in this industry.
That's such an amazing point. Frank used to say this all the time. He would come into my hair school where I was at, because he knows everybody, and he would say things like, he was like, "The way I always come in and I always ask the owners of all these hair schools which students show up early, which students look the best, which students are focused on being in the chair, getting hair in the chair, and getting it done. Which ones are which are the other ones? Which are the ones that are just outside smoking or sitting in the break room talking? You know. And he was like, and that's because the person that you show up to hair school as is the person that you will be when you get to the salon.
Right.
And that's a real thing. But you know that people don't think. And dude, this is a topic that like permeates hair just like in general. But like, you know, we see ourselves a lot of times, and a lot of barbers and hairstylists see ourselves as artists. And, you know, I think that there's something to that. I think that there's a level of our craft, and I say craft because I think that's what it is.
Yep.
That is, that has some artistry to it. There's a level of like your own personal touch and flavor that you can put into things. But an artist works from ego and a place of pure creation. You know, they are creating and putting themselves into a blank canvas, whatever their medium is. And barbering's not like that. You have a person that comes in that wants something, and you are commissioned to do that work for them. At the end of the day, we're in the service industry.
Right.
We're here for the people in the chair, and that's always the most important thing.
Yep.
And you know, I see so many people, and being a barber is cool. It is a cool thing.
Definitely.
Like I feel like like when I started doing it, I was like, man, it's kind of weird being a guy and like going to hair school and doing all this stuff. Like I don't know what to expect. But like, you know, the reality is like 2 years after I started hair school, like it was like the popular thing, and like all the cool kids that were in the music scene were starting to become barbers and stuff. And I was like, like, you know, like I was the first one to this, and like they're gonna steal my thunder because they're all cooler than me.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
But anyways, you know, like, but the point is like the most valuable part of that statement is that showing up and being reliable to your clients doesn't just affect the barbershop you work for, but it affects your own personal brand. Because like, dude, I know people who personally have amazing skills and who maybe don't even work in the industry anymore. And I've seen them get comments online like, bro, you were the best. And I hate that you don't do hair anymore, but like at the same time, you know, how many times did you cancel on me? How many times did you show up late? Like I can't, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, if you're getting that flame publicly, like bro. Yeah, and like I know those guys, and you know, I know their reputations, and I know they're talented. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a reminder to those of y'all out there who maybe think that you aren't the best yet, and you kind of get down on yourself and you get frustrated on those days whenever nobody comes and sits in your chair. But the thing is that if you keep showing up, then they will start to show up. Always, 100% of the time. And I've seen it happen so many times here in this barbershop and in other barbershops. If you are faithful and consistent, forget the amount of talent or whatever level of talent that you are at, if you are consistently there and reliable, and you're there on time, and you don't cancel on your guys last minute because you want to pop down to Joe's Crab Shack and eat some crabs or something, then people will love that so much, and you will be that person that they will always go to, even though that there might be another guy sitting 2 chairs down from you that can whip it out way better, way faster. But if you give whoever's in your chair that value that they need, then they'll show up for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Price is what you pay. Value is what you were. I can't remember how that goes. You know how that goes?
No, I don't know that.
I have to look that up.
I'm sorry.
But like that's a good. So that's another thing. I think it's a Warren Buffett thing that Frank says all the time, or something like that. Or maybe he said it. I don't know. He has so many quotes.
He does.
You know, like I've got like a quote book for him. But like, it's some like value. I mean, the value of the service should always be more than the price that you're paying.
100%.
And like that's, you know, being reliable for your clients, man. That's a huge thing. And man, like that's you know, beyond that, for me personally, one of the things that I noticed was like my hustle and my drive when I started was so high. But I was coming from this place of I want to be this killer. We see, the Matty Conrads and the Scorum guys and all these dudes that are out there, when I first started, Donnie Hawley was like a huge Hollywood's barbershop, like Lay Right pomade. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I was like, dude, these guys are like, so I want to be that. Like that's so cool. And approaching it from that perspective served me in like my drive to be as talented as these people and work as hard to get as good as these people, which I think you're never there if you're in the hair industry. But I think the other side of that coin is I didn't actually what I was trying to achieve. I didn't actually start achieving. I didn't actually start hitting that level, and I didn't become as financially successful as I did when I stopped showing up for myself and I started showing up for my clients.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, that's something that I've always said is the person that's coming in and sitting in your chair, they look at the haircut the first 3 times that they get their haircut. The 4th time they come in, it's for you. All right? And so the value that you can add to somebody's life and that connection that you can build with them just in 4 haircuts is amazing.
Yeah.
And that is something that, I mean, we've been cutting some people's hair for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, or longer in your case. And so you just grow up with these people. You help them through their divorce. You help them through their spouse cheating on them. You help them through having a kid, getting married, getting engaged, going through college, going through medical school. All the different stages of life, going through a parent's death, going through a sibling's death. I mean, it's just never ending. And so that extra little bit of value and that, I mean, barbers are always talked about as being therapists, right? And there's a huge truth to that.
Yeah, that's right.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. And I do not take that lightly. And I don't think that anybody who does this for a living should take that lightly, because the advice that we are giving sometimes can and could potentially change the direction of somebody else's life.
It changed mine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was what changed my life.
Jason was the one that pushed you to go to hair school.
He was literally like, "What are you doing with your life?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Working for Beer Bunny."
Yeah.
And he was like, why are you doing? He was like, what are you like?
And this is during a haircut.
Yes. Yeah, it was during a haircut.
Exactly.
Like my intention at the time was like, okay, well, you know what? Like I tried college, don't know what I want to do, so that failed. Like, I tried music, and that's the only thing I knew I wanted to do.
And you're
that
venting to
failed.
Jason.
Yes.
You're just
I was
pouring your
telling
heart
him.
out to him.
Yeah. And I'm like, so like, I'm just working at a grocery store, and making money, and just, if this doesn't work, like if I can't figure out what I want to do in my life for the next, in the next like week, I'm joining the Navy. I mean, truthfully, I was about a week out from joining the Navy.
No way.
Yeah, I had all but signed the papers.
Wow.
I had no tattoos at the time except for one. I had this on my ring finger and like a couple of other little ones. But this that's on my ring finger is in another language. It's Hebrew.
Yeah.
And so he was like, you have to have like all this paperwork and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever.
To join.
Because
you had that on your finger.
Yeah, so I had to like go do all this stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I'll go do it, and I'll bring it back, and we'll keep talking. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I'll sign up, and we'll do the whole thing. So yeah, I was going. And I told him, I was like, I'm gonna join the Navy, and then when I get out, I'll probably go work in forestry or something. That's the plan.
You lumberjack, you.
Yeah, and so now, that's it. He was just like, go to hair school. He was like, you're here all the time. You follow the same barbers that I follow on Instagram. You let me do whatever I want to your hair.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you love it. And then you show up as a model for me at these classes, and you sit here and you're paying more attention than the kids in the classes are.
Ouch.
Yeah, go to hair school.
Ouch.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go to hair school.
That's crazy. And I mean, I think that if we're being honest, and there's so many times every single day that you and me will say something like that to one of our guys sitting in our chair.
Oh, easy.
And so I guess what I'm saying is that we can kind of take it for granted a little bit and kind of just speak loosely. And obviously the barbershop is a place to have fun, right? And it's a place to just take off your shoes, not literally, but figuratively.
Yeah. I don't
Just
know.
take-
I've had a couple. Like, I got a lot of like socks and flip flop guys
Oh,
that they
no,
like, dude. I know. You know.
And don't do the flip flops with the jeans. Or
No,
the pants,
yeah,
or any
dude, they
pants.
do, yeah.
Don't be that guy. I get one guy. He comes in and he does that, and I'm just like, I call him flip flops, literally to his face.
Oh,
I'm
what's
like,
up, flip-flops?
Because I'm like, dude, you cannot do that. Like, we have to
Oh,
start
that's great,
speaking out
dude.
against this, guys. This is a crime to humanity.
This is a moment in
We need to
society
stop
we got to
this
stand
movement.
up. Okay,
Yes,
I like
yes,
it.
We need to stop it.
I'm here for
Let's
it.
unite and come together against the flip flops and pants.
Yeah, I'm about that.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, we have so many times every single day that we can not really listen to our guys, and we can think about our own problems that are going on at home or outside of the barbershop, and we can kind of give that wrong advice to whoever is in our chair. When, like I said a few minutes ago, they come the first 3 times for their haircut, they'll look in the mirror, double check, make sure everything's perfect. That 4th time, they're just coming for you. So if you've been cutting somebody's hair more than 4, 5, 6 times, then just the advice that you're given, they will listen to it, guys. They will listen to it, and they will apply it to their life. And obviously, not everybody's
Also,
like that,
they'll-
okay? But
Yeah.
the majority of people will listen to their barber because they're not going to an actual therapist.
Yeah.
And we are not licensed therapists.
No, we're not. I don't. I
Disclaimer.
have no business being
no,
a therapist.
No.
But you know, that's at the same time too. In a more like, if we're like right now, if there's a hairstylist watching this, very effectively as a listen, that is they'll also listen to you about their hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take that advice that you give them about their hair and they're going to
Yes.
apply it to themselves. They're looking for that stuff. You know what I mean? Like
They don't know. They
no.
didn't go to school for it. Why do we expect them to understand their hair?
Oh yeah, no.
Why do we take orders?
Yeah.
As Jared Stapleton likes to say, we're not a fast food barber.
Yeah.
We're not a, what is it, 2 on the sides, 5 on the top with
Yeah.
fries and a Diet Coke.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
we're not order takers.
Yeah.
And that is something that will set you apart. You can
Yeah,
continue. Sorry.
yeah,
I'll go on
no,
that
you're
rant
right.
forever,
That's
man.
good. Oh, I could talk about it too. Well, we're consultants.
Yeah.
We're hair consultants more than we're anything.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's, consultation being the biggest part of the service, in my opinion. And that's
Yes.
that everybody that comes in and sits in my chair is first thing I say to them, like, what are we, well, there's a couple of things I might say to them, but ultimately, I always ask them, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Like, what's your plan? What are you looking for today?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because I've been doing like, and they'll tell you like, dude, we never do anything different. I've been here for 8 years. Just keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but I'm going to ask you next week.
Right. Right.
What are we doing? Because like, if the moment comes that you're like, I'm so bored with my hair, and
Your barber doesn't
your
check in
barber
with
isn't
you.
going to change it, and he's not checking with you or to change it, he may go find somebody else that will change it for him.
Yep.
Because he's afraid to ask.
Yep.
He might think that's the only haircut you can do.
Yeah. That's why it's important, guys. Yeah, like you just said, those guys who have been with you for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and you've always done the exact same haircut, still check in occasionally. I like to think about it like every 2 or 3 haircuts, I'll be like, all right, man, are we want to change anything today? So I won't say, hey, are we doing the usual? I'll say, hey, are we want to change anything today? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that slight different way to word things can actually maybe ignite something inside of their brain. They're like, oh yeah, I did. We were watching a movie the other day, and my wife said, I should like that one guy's hair. And so I thought about maybe changing my hair to that. And then I'll look up the movie title, find the guy, and boom. But that is important and a good reminder for us to check in and say, hey, are you wanting to change anything this time? And 99% of the time they're gonna be like, no, if it ain't broke, no, fix it.
If it ain't
Whatever.
broke, don't fix it.
10, 20 different cliche
Yeah.
lines that we get here in the barbershop.
Yeah, 15, 20 times a day.
Yeah, exactly. But it is good to check in with people and be consistent, like I said. Be faithful, show up, do what you're supposed to do, and people will reward you for that. Whether that is sweeping up in the barbershop, because sometimes, like I said, I worked at the front desk here before I got on the floor, and what did that do for me? That made my face recognizable to maybe whenever Eric is sick one day, they're going to remember that one kid that worked at the front desk that now is on the floor.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's been here forever. Yeah, let me just go with that guy.
Yeah.
The guy over by the window, right? They won't know my name, but they know where I sit in the room. And so just stay in the shop, get where people will recognize you, and be consistent. So consistency doesn't always have to revolve around cutting hair, right? It can just be being faithful in the barbershop, being a good coworker,
That's right.
being a good member of the family, the barbershop family.
Yeah.
And people will show up for you, and they will reward that.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah, yeah.
Well said.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I wanted to talk about in this first episode. What is something that is wrong with the barbershops today, would you say?
Oh. Oh, that's a tough question.
Loaded question.
That's a loaded question. Yeah. You mean like just worldwide barber culture and barbershops?
Yeah, yeah. Instagram, TikTok,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh,
what are we
man.
seeing?
Well, I mean, okay. We're getting down to brass tacks.
Yes.
So I don't want, like, first of all, I would like to preface all of this by saying, you're out there, you're making money, you're doing what you can to make your clients happy, and you're trying your hardest, you're continuing to push yourself and learn. I would never dump on any of that.
Right.
Keep
Grinding. Yeah.
Grind it.
Do it.
Do your thing.
For sure.
With that said.
Yeah. Now I'm talking about, and once again, just to clarify, disclaimer again, this is the mentality, right? So the way that people are barbers and present themselves, and that barbershops maybe would present themselves.
Yeah.
That's kind of like more or less the question that I'm talking about. Not necessarily how you cut hair.
Yeah.
Right? We'll talk about how we can cut hair maybe better, maybe more fundamentally correct here in another episode. But in this question I'm asking is the mentality and kind of the vibe of the barbershop and maybe what people think of whenever they hear barbershop in this culture.
Well, you know, I think there's I think my thought process is it's going to be a little bit of an echo of what I said before, and a lot of that's just kind of the ego that kind of goes before it. Like, I think there's a lot of people in the industry that are, I mean, obviously, like, you don't do this because you just want to do it all the time. I don't think. I don't know, maybe some people do. I think when I started, I felt that way. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Do it all the time, as in what? As in what?
As in just go cut hair for free, and I could do it all day for the rest of my life for free, and not need anything in return because I just love doing it that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a part of me that felt that way when I started doing it because I learned a new skill. I'm new to the craft, and I'm like in love with what I've learned how to do. Yeah. And so I think it's very normal to feel like that for a minute. Yeah.
Right? I think all of us, if we're being honest, have gone through that stage.
You know, in my career, give or take 35,000, 40,000 haircuts. Like, you know, I'm not just doing it for fun anymore. Yeah. I've done enough for fun. Right. You know, so, you know, and I'm not saying I don't have fun doing what I do. I do. Yeah. But like, anyways, point being, like, I just think it's like, you know, we are all showing up to make money. Are you making that money by trying to be cool on the internet? Or are you making that money by trying to give your whole heart to making someone's day just like that much better when you give them a nice haircut? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think that it could be explained almost like this. If you are more obsessed with how the haircut is looking for your Instagram while the hair is still covering the face of whoever you're cutting, and it's all over their leg and their arms and their feet, and they're just like keep doing this with the hit, trying to itch their nose because the hair is crawling up their nose and in their mouth, and you're more worried about that end result versus serving someone, right? Then your mentality, I think, is a little bit off, if you shift the mentality to being being a service provider and trying to really, really genuinely serve whoever's sitting in your chair,
Yeah.
right? And meet their needs, not just with the haircut, but also emotionally, right? And trying to help them and talk to them and just being a friend. Sometimes a lot of guys don't even want to talk about their personal. I mean, there's some guys
don't even want to talk.
No, some guys don't even want to talk. Exactly.
I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah, I'm cool not to talk.
I'm tired.
And some, right. And some people do not want to sit in your chair and pour their whole heart out to you,
Yeah.
right? I know I've been cutting some guys' hair for 6-7 years, and I know nothing about their personal lives because we just talk about sports.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
And that's totally fine too, because
That's
that is
fine.
a way of helping them emotionally.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way that they need help, and so that's how we're going to help them, right?
Yeah.
And so, if you're too worried about how the haircut is going to turn out for that Instagram picture or that TikTok video or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're not worried about the person, right? Then you need to take a step back and reanalyze why are you doing this? If you're wanting to go the distance, right? Now, like Jesse said there, if you want to go crazy for the next 10, 20 years, then just do the haircuts, right? But if you're wanting to stick around for the long haul and not get burned out, then invest emotionally into these people. Now that can be honestly sometimes more draining
Yeah, it is.
emotionally on us than physically.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, you're just burnt
It's hard.
in your brain. You know,
Yeah.
you're more tired mentally than you are physically. and that's
Especially
saying
doing,
something
like-
for standing up all day,
Yeah,
cutting
no
hair.
doubt. I mean, it's my wife cuts hair at Salon Visage, which is our sister company, and I do hair here all day. So we go home and about the most that she can get out of me is like this. Yeah, and she can go all day long.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm more naturally introverted, honestly. So I don't I get tired from talking to people.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is,
That's so funny.
A little bit different, yeah.
Yeah, all of us here can see it in Jesse whenever he, at the end of the day, is slowly starting to. He's fading.
Yeah, I'm yeah. Yeah.
And your
he's not
haircuts
got
are
it.
still phenomenal.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
amazing. It's a true skill, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Muscle memory.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. But it is so important to kind of going back to what we were talking about, to be there for the person, and that's how you're not going to get burned out. And like I said, 10, 20 years is by showing up for your people, and that is the reason that it is not monotonous and that it is not the same old thing every single day, because every single person has a different story. Every single person has a different reason for coming into the barbershop, right? Outside of getting their hair cut. And it is up to us, right, to be that person that they can talk to and rely upon, because a lot of the times they don't even want to talk to their family. I mean, I know me as a dude, I feel like us guys, naturally, we don't want to go and, growing up, right, you didn't want to go home and dump all of your emotions out to your mom and dad,
Yeah.
right, or somebody that you're related to, but it is way easier for you to talk to your friends,
Yeah.
right, and it's way easier for you to talk to somebody else's parents, maybe, for instance.
Yeah.
And so that is the people that we are here in the barbershop, is we are those people that the kids coming right out of high school, right out of school for the day, they can come to. They're drained emotionally, they're starving physically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they still got to come to the barbershop and get their haircut after school. And so it's up to us to be those people that can help guide and direct them in their life. And obviously, once again, this is not something that we are intruding onto their life. This is, if they're opening up a door to us, then we are here to help
Yeah.
and talk in our life experience, whatever that might be.
Half of it's just being a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think we all have, experienced. I'm not saying they're bad people, but you sit in somebody's chair occasionally and they're just kind of they're not invested in you. They're just getting the job done. I know it's my
Right.
first. I went to the barbershop before I found Frank's that I went to was in Austin, Texas, and actually
Because you lived in Austin.
I did. I lived in Austin for 3 years, and that barbershop it was sick. That's they were really, really good. I think they were, you know, that was at the time before I really knew much about hair. And it was around the time that, like, you know, I'd say 2011, 2010, when like the really tight undercut style was super disconnected. You know, that stuff was coming in, and like there was a lot of hardcore bands and stuff that I was listening to where like those vocalists were getting those haircuts, and I was like, dang, dude, those guys are so cool. Like, I need that haircut, you know, like that's super awesome. And I took it to these guys, and they were like, that's actually not a good haircut. Straight up told me to my face, like, it's actually a terrible haircut. He's like, so I'm not going to do that. But this is what I will do. I'll get you real close on the sides, and we'll do this on the top. And the haircut was, now looking back on it, and I got some pictures of those haircuts. Those haircuts were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize it at the time because it wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted the bad haircut. You know what I mean? That was it was a weird thing. I struggle with that internally sometimes. I wanted a bad haircut, and I still do this today. Sometimes people want bad haircuts, and you have to be like, you know, you have to coach them.
Right.
Like, let's find a middle ground. Right. But anyways, like that barbershop was so awesome, and that haircut was so good. And I think one of the reasons I was so, like, pulled back from the concept of the good haircut was because the way that he talked to me throughout the haircut and the entire experience was, I was just another
number
in the line of haircuts that he's doing that day. And it's like, next.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, that's like, I love the cool classic barbershop. Next up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Like,
Right.
I think like, I love the tradition and everything. But I'd sat there for an hour and a half and like waiting, and then the guy treats me like I'm just like the next one.
Yeah.
And that I don't know anything about hair, so why am I trying to show him a style that I want?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I don't like first of all, I'm a very like kind of nervous, introverted person. I don't want to like upset anyone anyways. But like, to give me that reaction when I sit down in a chair and I'm paying you for your time, and like, I'm gonna tip you well. I maybe don't look like I'm going to, but like, I'm going to, you know. And
It's never the ones that look like it.
oh no, it's,
that tip well.
Yeah, it's all. Oh man, it's not. You know, it's always the ones that you think don't have the money. Anyways, they you know, they don't ever judge a guy by his wallet.
That's right.
Yeah, don't judge a guy's wallet by his looks.
That's right. 100%.
That's a better,
Absolutely.
better way to say that. But anyways, that is I think that ultimately, that attitude, that's what's wrong with today's barbershops.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love that barbershop. I loved those haircuts. I still think about it, and when I go to Austin, sometimes I'd ride past that barbershop just to look at it because I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
But I was treated so just not even bad, just like
Another number.
Another number.
Yeah, and I think that goes back, and that segues exactly kind of right into what we have been saying throughout this whole entire episode. It is about being faithful and consistent and being there for whoever is in your chair. Yeah, the client.
Be there for the person in the chair.
Absolutely, man. And
everybody deserves a good haircut, man.
Yes, and it doesn't matter if it's the first time or the 101st time.
Yeah.
We still need to treat them with absolute utmost respect, and we don't need to be demeaning. You know, we're not throwing out any names of the barbershop or the barber that did his hair that one day. But I mean, it definitely sounds like he was incredibly demeaning towards you.
Yeah, in a way.
And sometimes that can be us as professionals separating ourselves from somebody who does not understand hair, right? And there is a time and a place for that, and we will save that for another episode. I know I keep saying that, but these are just our, little cherries and things for y'all to come back for another episode, because we got a lot in store for y'all. It's exciting. Yeah. We're excited about this.
Yeah.
But you don't need to put somebody down, though. Yeah. And make them feel like, okay, well, I guess I don't understand this, and I guess what I've been looking forward to for the past month and a half, waiting for my haircut, is actually nothing, and I've been looking forward to nothing, and now I'm walking out of here not satisfied.
Yeah.
And that is the one thing that you said just a moment ago was, as soon as you take off that cape, and they stand up and they're walking out of the barbershop with that smile on their face. Like I think it's almost every single person that gets up out of the barber chair after the haircut has a smile on their face.
Yeah.
That is one of the best feelings.
That's not your goal when you set out to do it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah, and the motivation with this for instance here that you're talking about was, hey, I'm just trying to get this amazing haircut out.
That's what
I don't care about the person that's sitting in my chair.
Yeah.
But if he was to change his perspective and change his intentions going into the cut, then it could have been a totally different experience for you.
Fun fact.
And who knows, maybe you could have become, maybe your
haircut.
passion, time out, maybe your passion for hair could have started earlier.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Fun fact. The first person that ever gave me that haircut that I asked for that day in that barbershop in Austin was Jason Ezel
Really?
at Frank's. And it made me, and I'm a barber now.
Yeah.
Full circle, man.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It matters, guys. It totally matters every single day showing up, even though you're tired, even though you've had a rough weekend. Wiping it off. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody take their client from the lobby here, walk into the back, and the person is asking the barber, hey, how's your day going? And it's like, oh, well, you know, it's another day. You know, or okay, it's fine. You know, it doesn't matter if you're having a horrible day, okay? Unless your spouse is in the hospital or your kids are sick or something like that, then don't be complaining about your day, because those people do not care about your day, really. They're asking about it, right?
Yeah.
But they don't care. And they are coming in here, they're leaving their emotions and their burdens outside of the barbershop. They're coming in here. This is their little haven away from the world for once a month, for 30 minutes every single month, right? And we need to treat them like they deserve the absolute best, because how many people have you ever heard, oh, this is the best time of the month? You know,
yeah.
I look forward to this as soon as I leave the barbershop after getting my haircut.
Yeah.
I look forward to the next one, you know? And so we need to just clean up our act, I feel like, guys, because I do see so much of the negativity, and even whenever these people are asking about us, like, it doesn't matter what's going on in our life. There's a gentleman who used to work here, Todd. He would always say, it's a great day.
Great day.
Because it doesn't matter if you're having a bad day
That's right.
or a great day. It's still a great day.
The Todd father.
The Todd father, man.
Dude,
yeah,
the
he
guy.
was a legend around here. He still is. Hasn't worked here in 3 or 4 years, something like that, but we still talk about him. And he's that was such a great lesson to me, to hear Todd say every single day, whenever I would know what's going on in Todd's life, Todd would always say, it's a great day.
It's a great day.
It's a great day. And so that's a reminder to us to treat our guys like it's a great day, and have a great day. You know, your day can turn around. It's okay. All of us are tired. All of our feet hurt. We're all hungry. Okay? It doesn't matter. Okay? You're not special. Love you, but you're not special. Sorry. And so treat your clients like they're special, though, because that's who puts food on all of our tables, is them. And so we need to start treating them with the utmost respect, and don't expect to get a raise if you're still treating your people like they aren't worth much.
Yeah.
And whenever you do get a raise, or whenever you raise your prices and people get upset about that, that honestly maybe should be a slightly red flag to you.
Yeah.
Because if you're raising up the prices, then people will be like, oh yeah, you totally deserve it, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that should not stir up a giant hornet's nest, right? There's going to be a few hornets here and there, right, that are going to be upset about prices raising, right?
Yeah.
But
But
the majority of them should not be mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like that 2 or 3 people drop off every time my prices
okay.
go up, because it actually makes room on my book to take in new people.
Right.
And that kind of breaks up the monotony of my life.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. And if you are providing world-class service, then nobody's going to be complaining about anything. Okay? And that is a reminder to us to continue to always provide world-class service in every single cut that we do. All right? I'm hitting 16 haircuts every single day. Every single one of them needs to be top-notch, ready to walk into GQ magazine photo shoot, right? And so just have that mentality, guys, and that will make every single other area in the barber world and in your career line up perfectly. Because I can guarantee you, for somebody who's been in the industry for a short amount of time, relatively, I mean, it's just blown up. If you pay attention to detail and take care of your people, then it's dummy proof, right?
Yeah. In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So, trying to think of anything else here before we end this episode. We still got a few more minutes. If you want to, I can't think of anything quite right off the top of my head, but
yeah,
it's exciting, guys. Y'all can get ready for quite a few episodes coming in the future of this series. We'll still be coming up with a podcast name. I'm excited about it. It's going to be good.
I think Hair Church is good, man.
Hair Church, dude. I'm here for it. The Flat Cap Barber and Hair Church.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It all works.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. we got a lot of different interviews that are going to come up. Frank Gabuza, our boss, he's already agreed to film some stuff, so we're excited about having him on, and just other people that have years and years of experience. And we also want to ask the people out there that are not standing behind the chair every single day, so that are not hairstylists or barbers, like, what is maybe some podcast ideas or episodes that you might want to hear, or topics that you might want to hear about? Let us know.
Yeah, man.
Down in the
That's
comments.
cool.
I mean, yeah,
I would love to hear just like somebody that just, like, it's one thing to have people that will have hair questions ask you when you're getting your hair cut, because you're like looking at their hair. But like it's interesting concept to like have somebody that doesn't really sit in the industry every day and be like, what's this like?
Yeah, because I think that there's so many people out there who are genuinely interested in the barbershop world. I mean, I feel like the ASMR barbershop stuff has really taken off in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And whether it's the shaves or the haircuts, or a lot of people that are not barbers and that have honestly no interest in cutting hair are still watching these videos and are still consuming this content. And so I feel like everybody, or a lot of people, do have that interest in this world. So if y'all have any questions about maybe why we do something, or maybe you can link a video in your comment about maybe why do they do this, or explain what's going on. We do have actual video of cutting hair coming out here soon. And so I know on the podcast format it's a little bit difficult to understand whenever we're trying to explain things if you're not a barber or a hairstylist. And so you can expect some of those visual representations of what we're talking about here. But if you have any ideas of episodes that we could do, or people that you want us to have on, we can even do that as well. Whether it's a local barber here in town that you wanted us to interview, or if it's maybe somebody that we can get a hold of on Skype or Zoom or something like that, and interview them through there. We do not want to make this podcast exclusively for barbers. We are trying to, the topics that we are talking about, I personally want to make it broad enough to where people will.
Give me one
No,
second.
you're good.
I think that might have been the camera.
No, you're good. Do you want me to keep talking? Is it still going?
Oh yeah, you're good.
Oh, sweet.
I think it was the computer.
Yeah, no, you're good. I heard that too. I was like, hold on, what's going on?
I have to cut that out of there.
Yeah. I want to make it to where whatever topic we're talking about will be applicable to whoever, anybody, whether you cut hair or whether you don't cut hair, and topics that are interesting to anybody and everybody, no matter what you understand or where you're coming from, because all of us get haircuts, right? Whether it's at Great Clips, Sports Clips, one of the other clips, OK Clips, right? Or
just the wherever.
Yeah, or
wherevers.
any barbershop. Yeah. Because I think that there's a lot of interesting topics out there, and so we're also creating this because we want to help keep this community, barbershop community, at kind of in check, like an accountability thing. And so we want to talk about the certain topics that will help raise the level of what's the word I'm looking for? Excellence. Raise it up a little bit, because all of us that cut hair, we need to make sure that we're staying on our best at all times. And I think that goes beyond just cutting hair.
I agree. I agree completely. I think it's more about the not cutting hair stuff.
I agree.
Really, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there doing great haircuts. I mean, I could talk all day about like no one should own a 12 guard.
Yes. Oh my goodness. The 16 guards, viral stuff that's been going around. That's unbelievable.
It just makes me want to like just
yeah.
pluck my eyeballs out. But anyways,
Yeah. I mean,
but more importantly, like I said, you're making your clients happy and
Yep.
you're doing a thing, and more power to you. But I'm just so fundamentally against it.
Yeah.
But like, anyways.
And that's something that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, the not behind the chair stuff, I think is
Yeah.
way more important.
And so next episode we're going to be talking about consultation, right? And what is a good consultation and a bad consultation look like? We kind of hit on this a little bit earlier on in this episode, but consultation, before you even drape the person, right? Before you even put the cape on them, what are we talking about? All right, and how do we go about talking to our clients that, like we said earlier, they don't understand hair. They did not go to school. They think that they understand, right? They were told by the previous barber all these different numbers to use whenever they come and get their haircut, but they don't understand those numbers. They think that they understand those numbers, right? But they really, really don't, even if they have it memorized. They know what they want to look like at the end, but they don't understand how to get there. And so that's our job, and that's a little sneak peek into the next episode, but that's our job as professionals, right, is to figure out where they're trying to go, and try to figure out the end destination. How we get there is our job, right? And whoever is sitting in your chair does not tell you how to do your job, right? Because you are the professional, right? And that is one way that you can set yourself apart from the rest of the crowd out there, is by not taking orders, not being a fast food barber, right? But helping educate your clients and whoever is sitting in your chair to the correct terminology maybe to use, and boil it down to something much simpler, because they're going to forget these numbers. Even if they type it in their phone, a notes app is going to get deleted at some point, right? But they will remember certain things. If you educate them in the correct way, they will remember those things. Yeah, and I think that is incredibly important. And that, once again, can help separate you, right, as a service provider, apart from the rest of the people. Whether that's somebody to your right or to your left that's cutting beside you, we're not in competition with them, no. We're in competition with ourselves, right? Constantly, it's all about making us better, raising the standard in our own minds, right? And trying to be better every single day. And how do you do that? Well, the first way is to do consultation right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll talk about that in the next episode. But anyways, I think we've covered all the bases for now.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, man.
I think it was great.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate y'all tuning in to this first episode, the origin story. I don't know, whatever we'll call it. But yeah, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. See you on the next episode.
Right on.